We have long known yoga is good for your physical health, but now we're finding the benefits go far beyond that. That's
right. Our 90s parenting expert, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler, joins us this morning. So September is National Yoga Awareness Month. We know that it's great for our mobility. I actually really need to do more of it. We are also now learning it's really wonderful for our minds.
Yes, I think, for a long time, I'm sure people in Eastern cultures would be like, come on, we've known this for so long. But it always helps when we have research. And, I came across this study from Harvard that really looked at people who were, and aging people who were doing yoga versus other exercises. And still doing yoga in particular, you had a thicker cortical layer, which means that helps you process information faster. And even your hippocampus, which is your long-term memory and how you process information, was also healthier. So it actually is specifically about yoga.
Oh, I need this in my life. Yes. How does yoga help people as they age?
So what happens is people age and you naturally lose some of your processing speed, your executive functioning, so that's your planning and your organization, and your memory, right? We all know that. So yoga really seems to activate parts of the brain that keep it healthier. And when we get oxygenated blood going to our brain, that's what really keeps us healthy. So when you are inactive, not only does that affect you physically, but mentally as well. We need blood flow to the brain the way you need blood flowing in your body.
And you were talking about that word oxygen too. I've noticed when I do yoga, it forces me to breathe in ways I didn't know I was supposed to be breathing. And when I go to my doctor's office, he's like, your blood pressure levels are so much lower. You're so much more relaxed than you were prior to doing yoga.
Yes, I think the beauty of yoga is that we all know it can be relaxing, it can be really rigorous.
Right.
I mean, there can be a lot that goes on physically, but they're also constantly telling you to do deep belly breathing.
Yes.
We call that diaphragmatic breathing, when you really are breathing into your belly. So a lot of us, we breathe like this.
Chest breathing. Yes.
It's really shallow. So yoga forces you, and you do it long enough, and you just do it naturally. Like I'll say to people, I could do a deep breath right now, you wouldn't even know, because I practice so much.
Yeah, well, I don't know about anybody at home or not, but when you do that chest breathing, I do that, and that's when I notice my anxiety attacks start coming on a little bit more too, versus that belly breathing you're talking about.
Absolutely, the meditation piece paired with the physical part of it, I think is what the magic is, why it's good for us physically, but also really to calm us, to reduce anxiety, reduce depression, and really get us be present, which anybody who does a yoga class, they know, right? They're like, you're in this room, be where your feet are. That's a saying I really like, just be where your feet are. And that really helps our mental health.
That's why this is kind of better than some of those other relaxation techniques like just meditation on its own.
Yes, yes. For things like mental health and brain health, yes. Pairing both the physical movement, getting that oxygen flowing, and then having that meditative practice is what is really the key. And I love how they studied the aging population, because this is good. We've got lots of kids yoga classes. I'll always see that as enrichments, which I love. And it might seem like, the kids are just sort of tumbling around, but it starts practice early. And if we can teach our kids really early, we give them lots of years, even decades, to master this over time.
And before we go, we have to mention that this is actually something anybody can do at any time. You don't have to go to a fancy schmancy, really expensive studio class or something like that. You can just stretch right where you are in that moment, do that breathing. Takes maybe even just 5 minutes of your time to do.
Absolutely, and there's apps, there's free YouTube videos. So I love that you said that. This is accessible to everyone. You don't have to be a yogi and have fancy clothes even and go to a studio. You can do this anywhere.
Namaste.
Just make sure that your pants are fitting well. I ripped them before trying to bend over a little too far.
Good advice.